orchestrated that one?
It was great. We had 10 or 12 guys out there. I planned it with some people, from my team helping me. I didn't really do all the logistics, but just threw that together, and it was good just having all the guys together. And obviously the field work is great, and that's important, but I think just more bonding, getting to know each other, hanging out, building that camaraderie before you start the season is really important.
Who won the golf, since a couple of you guys golfed? Who shot the best score?
Christian shot the best score. We did a scramble, but the other team won. So it was me, Christian, and Evan versus CJ, Laquan, one of our strength coaches, and Dan Arnold. They got us on that. But Christian shot the best score.
You guys did a lot of throwing at UNF this
Yeah.
summer too. So is the Bahamas trip different from that? Is it because you guys are away, or is it also to kind of have a little bit of fun?
It's both. A lot of guys don't live here full time. The UNF, I'd say it was more for guys that are here most of the off season. A lot of guys live in different states, and they're only here for OTAs and a couple weeks throughout the off season. So Bahamas was more to try to get all those guys together that I haven't really seen, and then also the guys that are here too, just to try to get as many skill guys together as we could, just to bond a little bit. We got a lot of new faces and a lot of old faces still from last year, but just gelling everybody together.
Just curious, how does the expenses on that break down? Who puts airfare? How does that work?
I guess it's different for everybody. I set up the rooms and all of that. Guys just kind of get themselves out there, and then we, just go from there.
What's the most challenging part of a week like this? You're ramping up. Guys might want to go a little harder, but there's no pads, no spiders for the guys in the line. What are some goals in week one of training?
Yeah, week one is just to see the progress that we made in OTAs, and we're installing last night. We're not starting over. We should be picking back up where we left off. Everything that we're talking about, we're flying through because we've already installed it a couple times. So having that knowledge and everyone can just pick up quick. When we install, that's nice, and we can add new wrinkles faster because we've already done it. But also realizing it's a long season, and day one doesn't have to be your best day. Just to keep building and getting better every day. And I think we have a lot of maturity on the team, which is good. People know that, and we're still getting our bodies ready as far as to go the long haul for the season. So I thought it was a great day today. Coach did a great job laying out practice. It was a lot of work, enough work to get us ready, but not too much to where we can build and add some more tomorrow and the next day, and then by next week we'll be full speed. So I thought it was really good. Opening practice, guys look sharp, look ready. So it was exciting.
You've never gone through a season unless you did last year. How much does that amp up your motivation for this coming season?
There's a lot of motivation. Besides last year, obviously, individually, personally, I want to prove that I belong here and that I'm the player that I believe I am, and this organization believes I am. And then as a team, I think we have a lot to prove. Just didn't have a great year last year, and I know the guys in this locker room are ready to prove some stuff this year. So having that motivation, and then just having this new opportunity, get a clean slate. Everybody starts at the bottom, and having a chance to work your way up. That's a special opportunity that we got this year, and we got a good enough group to win as many games as we want to. We just got to make that decision and be prepared, and we'll have a good year.
You were presented a good guy award last year on the media. You said that you appreciated that we had sort of, in your words, taken it easy on you. You do expect that the expectations and the focus and the spotlight will probably be less forgiveness this year if you don't have it.
Yeah, I don't really care. I'm not planning on having a bad year, so it doesn't really matter to me. You guys can say what you want. I'll always treat you guys with respect. So I'm not really worried about it.
Sure, did it do your heart good to see James in uniform doing whatever he could do, but just the fact that he was out there with you guys?
It's great, seeing him come along more and more. Now he's running around. Saw some videos this summer of him running and cutting, and he looks great. Just seeing how fast he's progressing is definitely encouraging. I know we need him. He's a great player. He's going to help us a lot. So as fast as he can get back, we'll take him. But also I think they're doing it the right way, taking their time, making sure he's healthy for the whole season, and not trying to rush him back. So, all the other guys are stepping up and doing great, but it'll be nice to have him back in a few months.
What happens on a 10-minute bus ride, and once you get out there, does it even feel like you're at somewhere completely different?
What do you mean? Sorry.
Well, like 10-minute bus rides. Like, can you really do any bonding on that? Is there?
Oh, right here.
Yeah, and then then once you get out here, does it really just feel like a normal practice field because everything?
Yeah, I mean it's nice out here. It's different, change of scenery. The fields are great. The guys did a great job setting these up. You got a little time on the transport over here to get your mind right, get ready for practice. So I think that's great. Most of the guys are kind of just recovering a little bit on that bus ride back, but we got a whole day. We'll be there till about 7 or 7:30, so we got plenty of time to bond at the facility.
Does it feel good from your standpoint mentally to know kind of what to expect going in this year for different than last year?
Yeah, I think just having an understanding of even just the schedule, kind of how the off season's laid out, and then now camp going into the season, and really I think from just being able to monitor my body and take care of myself and make sure that I'm prepared, and having that timeline from last year helps a lot. Last year I really didn't have any idea, and I was coming off surgery, so it was just a weird year. So I feel great. My body feels really good. Shoulder feels great. I feel like I'm throwing it the best I have in a long time, so I feel good.
A lot of quarterbacks make a big jump in their second year. Do you think what you're talking about there, just kind of knowing the schedule and all that, is a big factor in that?
Yeah, I think there's a lot that goes into it. You have that experience, you have that year under your belt. Adds a little confidence no matter how well or poorly you played in the previous year in some games. It doesn't really matter. You still have that experience to draw from, so you got a little more confidence. I think leadership too, that helps because you've been here for a year, and I think that's probably a big part of it. Everybody's situation's different, but I know I feel definitely more confident and comfortable this year than I did last year.
Does that make it easier to arrange the off season, like the Bahamas trip with the UNF, because it is your team and you are the starter? I mean, like, you weren't even the starting quarterback technically last year.
Yeah, for sure. That makes it a little more seamless when that's just understood, and there's that mutual respect and the leadership of being the quarterback of the team, and I feel a lot more comfortable in that position.
What's the biggest thing that you learned with how Doug runs things, I guess, in your 4 or 5 months together?
The biggest thing I've learned on how he runs things? I mean, there's a lot. I mean, learn is kind of about learned, but just it's cool seeing the way he approaches things. He's definitely a player's coach in the sense of, he takes care of us, but there's a certain expectation, and he knows what it takes to win and to win a championship. So there's that expectation which you need from your head coach and the standard that you have to uphold, but he also knows how to take care of players. He knows what players are feeling like in the spring. Some guys are tight. He might take a period off practice, or a day we need to get some extra work, he'll throw in an extra period or whatever it is. So just having a coach that's been there, done that, coached a lot of teams, had a lot of success. He kind of just knows how to read the team, and I think that's really important.
Obviously, he's a former quarterback. How much of that helps you in your development and how he sees things?
It's great. It's just another voice back there. He sees. It's nice having a head coach. He sees the play, and he can jump in and give me a tip, correct something I did. Tell me something I can do a little bit better, whatever it is. Just because he totally understands his offense. So it's all the coach's offense, but he knows it like the back of his hand. So it's nice having that, and then knowing that he played the position and he's been in my shoes. So when he says something, you're definitely listening.
It's still technically a competition at center. What have you seen out of Tyler, Luke, all the different guys rotating through there, and what does that do for you being with different centers?
Yeah, it's obviously a little bit of an adjustment with Luke. He just got here, didn't get a ton of reps in the spring, but I think he's done a great job just picking up the offense for one. He's a really smart guy, and then physically he looks great. He's moving great. We've got a lot of reps today, so it's nice to get him in there, get more comfortable there. I think he's going to do a great job. And then Tyler played with him a lot last year when Brandon was out, and he kind of moves all over the place and really just a team guy, does whatever needs to be done, never complains, always prepared. And so you know what you're going to get with Tyler every day, and that's something that I definitely appreciate. And he does a great job, whether he's at center, guard, whatever. So.
You got time for like 1 or 2 times.
Brandon's been here. What can you glean from his demeanor or whatever that he brings to that offensive line? Because he's certainly the most accomplished player on the entire roster.
Yeah, just that he's just got a certain level of grit. I think that all great offensive linemen have. He's a little nasty, not afraid to get dirty. That's something that I think really just brings up the whole level of our O-line. We've got some great players up there, and just kind of bringing them all together. I think he's done a great job of that. Having that experience, having success, played well his whole career. It elevates the play of our whole O-line, and the guys have done a good job. I think it's a really tight group. And we got a lot of depth too, so it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. I know we got a lot of guys that can play. So I'm just excited.
Trevor, from year 1 to year 2,
What would you say is number one on the list of what you want to improve on that maybe you're working on today?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things. You can't do it all on one day, but just we talked about in our QB room, working on trying to get better at one thing specifically each day. Obviously, you're going to work on a lot of things, but have one focus. I think for me, a broad focus, just to not get into too much detail, is just turnovers. Obviously, I had a lot of turnovers last year, so finding that balance of being myself and making plays, but also being smart and putting our team in the best situation to win. I think that's important. So, limiting those, but also not letting it change my game. So I think that's something I've worked this offseason, and I've seen improvements on. So just continuing to do that.
Last one, Justin, and then if
Got a
Travis has
question
one.
over there.
You might as well, I can go.
I can go.
Sorry to interrupt, but how does it feel to have ETN in the backfield? drying his gloves with your towel again.
I didn't miss that. I'm going to have to wear an extra towel because he's always taking my towel. But, no, it's great to have my guy back. Been together for a while. Missed him last year. Just excited to have him back. He's going to add a very explosive element to our offense. He's going to help us a lot and just getting back to some winning around here. So we're excited. All right, Trav. I'll get you a towel tomorrow.
You had a nice pass to Christian there at the end. Obviously, he was on the Bahamas trip. Just talk a little bit about him and your relationship so far. I know it's only been a few months, but a little bit about him.
Yeah, no, Christian's great. I think just kind of his approach to everything, practice, training, all that, the way he takes care of his body, I think he's just a pro. It's been fun to be around him just to see how he prepares. Really mature guy. I think we're kind of on the same level of personality and temperament. I think he's really even keel, smart guy. Like I said in the spring, really quarterback friendly, all those things. But just fun to be around. And we got a lot of guys like that as far as just that personality, guys that really are team guys. We don't have really any egos, which makes things a lot easier. So he's been great. I'm really excited to continue to build that rapport and that chemistry and just get better and better through the offseason or through the training camp.
Thank y'all.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Yep. See y'all tomorrow.